All right. Welcome back to another episode. This is a different kind of episode of Thoughts in Stereo. I was going to say Pause in Stereo. Thoughts in Stereo. It is the first Zoom. I mean, we did one with Aiden, but this is the first time we're all remotely doing this.
Yeah.
Because obviously COVID is kind of out of control right now and we're all in different places. Today we have Elijah Woods with us.
Yep.
Nick, you know Elijah better than I do. Elijah, give yourself a bit of an introduction, though, so that the audience knows what we're dealing with today.
What's up? I'm Elijah Woods, and I'm basically just hopping on the clout train here. I'm just trying to get my name out there on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Elijah is a incredible producer from Canada. Am I wrong to say from Toronto?
I'm from Perth, Ontario, bro. Middle of nowhere. 6,000 people.
From Perth. There we go. Elijah just put out his first song ever with him singing on it, and it sounds incredible. He sounds amazing. The song's great. What's
the song called?
On Canadian radio. The song's called Lights.
Lights.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Elijah. I'm sure that's a very exciting moment for you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's been a couple years in the making with all this. I think last time I saw Nick would have been probably a year ago now, when I was out in LA, and that was just like sort of the fruition of all this singing stuff. I mean, us all being producers is sort of like a natural transition to want to go there, but for me to actually make the jump, it was a big move, and it's this is a large part of my last year, just like trying to figure out how to sing.
Have you been okay? Well, I guess that just answered my question. I was going to ask, have you been singing for a long time, and you just were like now going to put out a song, or is this kind of a new kind of thing?
I've always like sang, predominantly just to write. Like I've always done like BGVs and that whole neck of the woods, but I never thought of myself as like a lead vocalist by any means. And then I think over the last kind of like 2 years or so, I've gotten my confidence up in terms of that, and just like listen to the bunch of the guys that I look up to, like Love and Jeremy Zucker, guys who sort of do it all in house and do it all themselves. And I'm like, I think I can compete with that at that level. I'm not the best singer, but I'm a better producer than I am singer, so I can make myself sound as good as I need to.
Are you in Toronto right now, or are you somewhere else?
I'm not. I'm actually in my home studio in Ottawa. So I built a spot here a couple years ago now. I've been here for about a year and a half.
And how's the situation in Ottawa right now?
It's weird, man. It's weird everywhere. I mean, like COVID's strange.
You guys have the curfew there, no?
Yeah, it's so whack. I still don't know the rules. Like they change them every 20 minutes. So I'm just kind of like, can I go get Japanese food, or can I order it in? So
yeah.
I'm trying to deal with that the best I can. I don't know. It's weird, but like we're all just like hermits anyways. So like I can't complain too much.
Honestly, man, I'm really enjoying being at home.
Yeah. How are you guys doing through all this? Like, where are you guys both now?
I'm in Toronto. I'm in my house in Toronto, and I'm currently in my living room studio setup with just headphones and none of my synths and none of my toys. I just have my lonely iMac and my headphones. No, but I'm currently building a studio in my house. Should be done in a few weeks. So I'm excited for that. At least then I can feel like I'm in the studio again and having fun and, playing shit loud on the speakers and whatever.
Are you, you're not in like a semi-detached or anything, so you're not going to have any noise complaints if you play shit loud, right?
I have Eric, my brother, underneath me.
All right.
So he's the only complaint.
Yeah.
Turn that racket down.
I heard you're going to LA, Bijan.
Yeah. I am moving there in 2 days from obviously the time of filming this. So yeah, in 2 days I will be there. Pretty much everything is kind of already set up and like kind of handled for me to go down there. So I'm pretty much just going to be moving in and just getting those little miscellaneous items. But otherwise, like, yeah, like my roommate, who I am staying with, has been there for a week today, and has done kind of the preliminary stuff and kind of looked at the whole thing.
All the stuff you don't want to.
So what?
All the stuff you don't want to do is fire.
Exactly. I'm so grateful for him. He really did get like the toilet paper and like those little things that you're like, oh, I gotta, those little small.
Where are you guys living?
We're living in North Hollywood.
Oh, crazy. Okay, fire. The hub.
Yeah. We got really got really lucky. So we kind of had an interesting story. I don't know, Nick, if I told you, but no, I think I did. But we were looking back in September, and we were going to try to lock in a place in October. Well, because, if you go to LA and you do Airbnb, Uber Eats, Ubers, this, that, and the next thing, the price adds up quite a bit, especially the Airbnb. So we were looking, and, for 2 months of rent, it was basically going to be the same as like a 2-week trip had we, 10 Airbnbs and all the stuff that comes with it. So we're like, let's maybe get something for October. The COVID situation in October wasn't as bad as it is now. So we're like, okay, it's kind of chill. We were looking at getting this house with a third person, actually, another roommate. And we were so close. And at the last minute, I don't know if it was at the last minute or if she just said that, but this person came and offered 3 years rent up front. Like up front.
What the?
This wasn't like, I know, and it wasn't a cheap place. Like it was something like $160,000 or $170,000. And I was like, she was like, if that person didn't offer that, you guys would have the spot.
Yeah, but yeah.
I was like,
how do you compete with that?
Yeah, like how, like what? Like it was so disappointing.
Who like willingly is like, yeah, here's 3 years of rent.
Rent?
I guess like
that's nothing. That's straight up just like, I need to get rid of this cash. I need to burn it.
I need to clean
exactly
it now.
That's what we're thinking. So we were like so close. Then we kind of were like, damn, bro, like we kind of lost hope a little. So then we're like, let's just look for January. We'll do like the year. It'll be nice and even. We'll see what happens. So anyways, we started looking. We found this spot. Nick, I'm sure as you know, as a Canadian, it's difficult to get a place down there. We don't have credit. There's no way of them kind of checking in on us or, having accountability. But we did what we could. We negotiated pretty hard. We had to pay 5 months rent up front, which I think was similar to you.
In 3 years.
Yeah, way better than 3 years, which wasn't too bad, it was more affordable. It was good for just the two of us, and it worked out. So, so we took possession January 1st. Today is the 18th, I believe. And I'll be there on the 20th. And then that's that. Yeah. I shipped all my stuff through UPS, and it should be there within the week.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Big move. That's awesome, man. Congrats. It's
Thank you.
Thinking about it all the time. And yeah, I've been in a similar spot for a while. I mean, pre-COVID, I was kind of like, yeah, like I'll probably end up there within 6 months or something. And now I'm just kind of like, you can do anything from everywhere. Like it's great for like sessions and stuff like that. I think that's the most important part for the session stuff. But the last couple of weeks has taught me anything. Just like social media is the only thing that matters.
Exactly. It's so, especially now, it's so important.
I've been slacking on these Zoom sessions. I can't catch up.
I hate the Zoom sessions. No, I can't. Elijah, do you do the Zoom sessions, Elijah?
I've done a few of them. I'm like, I hate it. Like I hate it more than anything. Cause like catching a vibe with somebody in a room is just like, that's 90% of it for me.
Yeah, me too.
What's to come out of it is like, it's important and whatever. But like, I know that even if we like have a good time and whatever, I know that a good song eventually will come out of it. But on a Zoom session, you're just kind of like talking over each other. There's latency always. And then you're like playing the beat and like the singer's trying to sing and it's out of time. And then you're like, well, what about this? And she's like 6 steps behind or ahead. And it's like, well, I don't even know what the fuck we're doing anymore.
Oh, and then at the end, you're both like, all right, let's do this again.
Yeah, yo, let's put something in the books. You reach out and I'll do it. But it never changed anything. I found actually it's really useful for if you have songs that are 80% there and you're like, hey, we need to make some creative choices on the fly. You're gonna watch me do it and let's finish this thing up. I found that works really well, especially when somebody like the artist really has a vision for the song or like a way they want to finish it or tweak things. I find that works really well. But beyond that, it's trash. In my opinion.
Yeah, I respectfully. I agree 100%. I am completely. What you just said is exactly how I feel, Nick. I think you feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's such a. You're right, Elijah. I think 90% of it for me too is being in the room. You see the energy, you get the feedback immediately. It's way different. Like even though this is face to face, it's a completely different experience. Because just being there is like the energy is completely different and you feel sometimes more confident and sometimes you'll do something there that you might not do over Zoom or the awkwardness of Zoom kind of like kills it a little bit. So 100% I feel you.
The latency is just it's not good for punchlines.
Exactly.
Someone's like, wait, what? And you're like, never mind. It was stupid.
I saw, you know what? I saw this YouTube video that was exactly like that. It was like this guy kept saying this joke and like, wait, what was that? What was that? And then he just kept saying it. And they're like, oh, I think he's trying to make a joke or something. And it was like so awkward. And I'm just like, yes, awkward. I know that. I know that.
It's whack that this is the standard now. I mean, like all these, I'm sure you guys are like all on the audio movers thing. I think you guys actually put me onto that. I think you guys put me onto the audio movers thing, like sharing sessions with people virtually.
Yeah.
And all that. And there's another one now too. Also asked me to try it out, but it's all like really cool and is really like really innovative technology that's come out of this like very strange situation, but it just doesn't fill the void. Like,
no.
Like I know that I feel like it's also because we are 3 producers, but I know that there's some writers that are thriving right now with Zoom. And people say like, you know, I'm working with people in LA that usually don't have the time for me because they're booked with sessions. But now that it's Zoom, they're just like, cool, like wherever they are in the world. People being like, I can work with people in LA. I don't have to pay the ticket or the Airbnb to go to LA. I'm just in LA sessions.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like that's.
Yeah, it makes it cool because that's like the standard now, I guess, for people writing songs. I have actually had some, so yeah, let me backpedal a bit. I've had some successful writing sessions, but I've never like walked out of a Zoom session and be like, yo, that was fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. I feel that I'm checked out as soon as I start.
Yeah. Are you writing more stuff for you to sing on and release and all that? I'm sure there's already some that you've recorded and you're tweaking now and, you know, getting ready.
Yeah, I have lots of stuff, man. That's where my head's been at for the last year. Obviously I've been doing a bunch of work on a bunch of my friends' projects and mixing a bunch of stuff and producing or whatever. But my head's really been on the solo thing for the last kind of, I would say like 16 months or so. So I have, a few albums worth of stuff refined down to like 2 singles. So.
Yeah. Is the plan to do an EP or an album or something like that?
I think so. I think inevitably, I'm sure you guys can share the sentiment too. It's being a producer is like you stick with the sound for a couple months and then you're like, oh, this is really, really cool. Now is that I think the best way for me to put out music is sort of in the way of like little projects, just because the way I was producing things a year ago doesn't necessarily resonate with how I want to do things today. So I think all these, the way I'm going to release music is in sort of like little chapters, just to sort of show evolution and like keep me interested too, which is the biggest piece of everything. Cause I think people feed off that. So lights. And then I have another one coming out the 12th with a video as well that I actually shot here on a green screen. Is fucking hilarious.
Nice. That's dope.
That is dope. What the hell?
We took learn how to use Final Cut and like this has just been a year of like, what can I try to learn? I like learned how to use Final Cut. I went out and bought like a Barbie house and I acted the whole thing out with Barbies. It's pretty crazy.
That's hilarious.
I think that's actually getting submitted. Like I'm just doing everything through DistroKid now, which is great because it's the way to go. Like you collect your masters and just unless you're saying
you're very of the I'm going to do everything myself kind of perspective, which I like.
Yeah, I'm just a psychopath. Like it's not like like there was an option. It's just like I'm just too controlling. I'm sure you guys are similar ways with that. It's just like I'm very, very hands-on and I struggle letting go of things unless there's somebody like I am all right with being like, okay, this person is really, really good at this thing. I'm fine letting them take over at that specific thing. But even the art, like I'm doing all the art myself. I'm writing all the lyrics myself. I'm producing it all, recording it all. Like everything's done in this room. I'm shooting music videos 90% myself. Like my girlfriend helped with the Good Guys one, but she just helped with the Barbies.
Wow,
that's really inspiring, and it's cool that literally everything is you. You know, a lot of people will be like, "Yeah, I'm doing everything," but of course, there's a lot of other people that play parts. When you're producing everything, you're recording yourself, you're comping the vocals, you're mixing the records. You know, you have a history of mixing other people's records as well. So it's cool. It's front to back Elijah Woods. It's what you see is what you get.
You know, the Elijah Woods experience. Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I've been approaching it for like a long time. It was more just the little like shove I needed in the right direction about like probably when I was in LA. It was like a really like eye-opening experience. Just the last trip we did there, it was sick. We did a bunch of sessions, came out of it with a lot of really great that didn't mean a ton to me. Like it was a really awesome experience. I I just didn't feel much anymore. And I was like, all right, I got to make a change here. Like I gotta change things up. So Jamie and I had a really great chat about kind of what we wanted to do over the next year or something. And we both just set out to do it. And it's been awesome for me so far.
That's amazing, man. It's nice that it's healthy and it's, you're happy doing this, and you identified that you needed to change something and you did change it. And now you're seeing the positive outcome of it.
Yeah, it's cool for sure. The support's been insane too. Like I'm fortunate enough to have great relationships with like some of the DSPs and all that. And like they were the first people to tell me like, this is really cool that you're doing this all front to back, and like we're happy to support it. So like everybody, Apple Music has been awesome. Spotify's been incredible with all that. And yeah, it's honestly just been the most fucked up 2 weeks, because it's just like I put all this year and a half of work into this project, and then all of a sudden it started like becoming really, really close to all coming out, and all these things just sort of fell into place. And I can't speak highly enough about that. Is like when you invest the time and the energy and the effort into something that you feel is really special, it comes back to you because people can feel that energy.
Mm-hmm. And you can't fake that energy.
No.
You see it trying to be faked a lot. And it's like you said, you can see right through that. A lot of people can now.
100%.
Nick, you mentioned something earlier, and something small, but I just want to ask. Elijah, he said you have a history of mixing records and stuff. Did you go to school for engineering or anything, or is that just self-taught?
I did. I went to in Ottawa at a program called Music Industry Arts at Algonquin College, which is great. Learned a ton about the industry, how to mic a drum kit, like that sort of stuff. A little bit about mixing. It was more like the technical. It was like signal flow, like that sort of stuff. So like I understand all the engineering piece of it, and cable's not working, why. But beyond that, it's just like years and years of doing it. I realized that I had like a weird knack for attention to detail like a long time ago, and I just kind of bit into that. And I found it more of a hindrance at the start, because I was one of my things to sound pristine and clean, and now I'm the opposite. I'm like, I just want it to have a feel, and I don't care what it sounds like.
Get it out.
Yeah, just get it out. Like I need the world to hear this. But because I came from that sort of space, that like I want everything to be pristine and clean, and like a largely electronic music background, I have those tools now, so that sort of helps me incorporate it into other people's mixes or my own stuff.
How long have you been producing for?
Professionally, since about like paying my bills with it, maybe like 6 years.
Nice.
Since I left school. I was really fortunate, man. Like but before that, I think I started when I was maybe 16. So I'm 26 now. So like 10 years. And I started DJing a few years before that, and just like messing around on GarageBand, just like mixing Levels by Avicii with like Good Time by Florida. But yeah, I started when I was about 20, but I was so fortunate. Like I was in school. I went to St. FX University for a year, and I was going to be like a human kinetics guy, and I was like big sports guy, and I played basketball and all that stuff, and it was cool. Got a bunch of concussions, and I was like, yo, this is not it for me. And I dropped out, and then did the Algonquin thing. And then as soon as I finished school, I got a gig, like a really steady gig, pay me a few $1,000 a month doing electronic music for a bunch of DJs. And that was like, would have been circa 2015.
Nice.
And that was that was a cool time for me, because it was really validating in terms of like, oh, I can actually make money of this. And my parents were like, oh, you're actually making money.
Yeah. I feel like you're even after you make a couple bucks, your parents are like, are you sure that money's yours?
Is this steady enough? Can you get a mortgage, sir?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like I've never actually asked you this, and I feel like everyone asks you this, but everyone's going to want to know. What was it like being on the launch?
Oh, hang on. I unplugged my headphones as serendipity there. It was pretty cool, man. I won't lie. That was a weird like parent moment for me, actually, that we were just talking. It's funny that we were just talking about that. Cause that was the moment when everyone was like, oh, okay. Like you're making money at this. And I was like, we had a lot of fun doing it. And the people involved were awesome. Like everybody was super supportive, whatever. For me, it was weird. Like I always joke around being like, I'm the only dude ever to go on a singing show, and not sing and win. So it was like a weird moment for me.
It's true.
Yeah, it was cool. So if I ever apply to like Starbucks or something, that's like that's top of my resume. It's like I want a TV show. I want a singing show without singing. So yeah, I mean, it was a unique experience for sure. I think what it did for me is it set me up to learn a lot in the next couple of years. I think ultimately, like, I can't complain, man. It was so fire, and like the people around me were really supportive, and like I paid my bills and I did my thing, and I got a really quick glimpse at like the good and the bad and the ugly of the industry. And I learned so much that I would never trade that experience for the world.
That's great. That's amazing. I mean, it's nice that that, you, even though there were some sort of bad experiences in there and lessons that you had to learn that seemed negative in the moment, but now looking back on it, what's it been, like 2 years or 3 years even?
Yeah, I think we filmed in 2017. So yeah, 3 years ago now.
Yeah. Like now you look back and you're like, okay, that looked negative, but it taught me something that now I'm never going to make a mistake like that, or not a mistake like that, but whatever it is that you learned.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know it was definitely like a big, like I would say even more so in the last year, just deciding to leave the label that I was with and everything. Like it taught me a lot about just the value that people are adding to your life, and like what people want and the way that people negotiate in the industry, and just like, yeah, just all the promises and all the negativity and all the positive stuff. It's like, it's all great, but it was just a learning experience. Like I can't complain about that. I can't even be upset about it. I'm so lucky to have that experience, especially being a producer too. Like it's so rare that you get to go on this journey and be like, hey, I want to be an artist and do this whole thing and have success at it as a producer, unless you're like a DJ.
Yeah. As a producer, you're not usually the face of things. And I kind of like that. I don't
hate the limelight.
I don't have to keep up my fucking Instagram.
Yeah, 100%.
I hate using Instagram. I don't know what it is. It's not every time he hates it.
I'm so bad at it, man. I have nothing that I want to post.
It's a full-time job. No, I get it. That was the biggest the weirdest piece for me, is because like I'm the same way. I used to be the same way, and now I've like found my stride with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like you find a voice and you stick to it, and yeah, it's very, very strange. But like, have you guys ever thought about going to the artist route or stepping into that sort of limelight?
Not yet.
I've tried in the past, but the music wasn't good, and it was okay, but like it wasn't what I'm capable of now.
Your Instagram sucks, so like, what are you gonna do?
Exactly. Literally.
I don't know. I've thought about it, but again, it's the thing of like, I got into this to do music, and I don't know if I'm ready to sacrifice like half of my time to social media, and you know,
more than that now.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day, maybe one day. I mean, I have things that I work on that I treat creatively as my artist project, just because I work on them continuously. So that's kind of my outlet for my stuff that I like to call my own.
It's kind of like I wonder if you share that sentiment too, Bijan. Is it's kind of cool that you get to creatively attach yourself to a bunch of different outlets. Like that's one thing that I really love, is just being able to be like, oh no, I love this for 3 weeks, but then I never have to support it again. It's like I can put everything I have into it, and then it's like, all right, I'll just collect the check. Like it's kind of fire.
Yeah.
I love, I'm very lucky in the sense that I work with a lot of artists that have their own unique kind of styles and do their own. Was that a sneeze?
That was a sneeze. That was a very loud sneeze. Sorry, keep going.
I love that. No, bless you. No, I'm very lucky in the sense that I get to work with a lot of artists that have their own unique style and way of working, and originality and uniqueness. And for me, it's like, it's interesting because I'll spend 3 weeks giving everything I have to, such and such. And then I'll have to like completely switch gears into like this whole new kind of energy and like the kind of music that this person wants to make, and then give my all into that. And I like it because I continue to feel attached to these things personally. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of explore different avenues that I would not explore if I was just doing one thing or just doing something else. I'm doing this. I'm like doing some real like serious rap music, and then I'll produce like this like punk kind of like with the Tommy Genesis stuff. It's very like punk, very. I don't even know how to describe it. Like very kind of experimental with her. She's like very industrial almost. And then like R&B stuff, and then sometimes it'll go kind of poppy when I work with this guy Kevin George that I love him so much, and I'm going to be living like 7 minutes from his house in LA, which is God bless. So it's really like for me, I feel you in the sense where like you give 3 weeks, you give it everything you have, and then you kind of have to switch gear. For me, that's what it is. Like I'll be focused on something for like 3 weeks, a month, whatever it takes. Like that's all I'm working on, focusing on. And then it's like immediately I'm switching to this next thing, which keeps it interesting, keeps me like fresh. And I just love that. I'm grateful. And then I feel like very attached to everything. So yeah, 100% I'm the same way.
That's really cool. I like what you said about like allotting like 3 weeks to something. Like I said that sort of passively. I always feel like I'm jumping between like I'll do like 3 different projects in a day, and I just try to wrap stuff up. And that's what ultimately kills me. So like I wonder, do you guys have much experience with that, or do you guys try to allot like, no, I'm only doing this record for a week or whatever?
I think like preferably I'd like to like split up like a week here, a week for this week. Because if today, for example, I have to work on a song that's like, it's pop, but it's house music. And I'm also supposed to be working on something for Brandon, this rapper, singer, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon's great. He's a G.
And it's 2 very different worlds. And I'm supposed to do them both today. But like I can't like hone in on the one sound and then like, okay, I'm done with this, close project, open up next project, and it's a completely different emotion and a completely different genre and a completely different sound. How am I supposed to just like switch my brain to the next thing? I find that what's best for me is same thing. Like I went to LA in October for 2 weeks, and I just did 2 straight weeks with Brandon. I didn't tell anyone else I was there. I just said, let's just dive into Brandon mode. And as the days went on, it started getting better and better and better and better, because I started to like learn a new workflow that works for Brandon's music. And then by the end of the 2 weeks, I was like, I got this down. We can do sessions every day now. Like I know what I have to do in the session. I'm ready to go. But then I come home.
It's kind of cool building that too, just sorry to cut you off, but it's kind of building that too, because now you guys can probably hop on Zoom. Like you guys
Exactly. And now we understand more how each other works. And he's the only one that I really say yes to every Zoom that he asks for, because I know that it's going to be less stressful, because I understand the way he works.
No performance pressure.
Yeah. That as well. But I think I need to start doing that more. And I need to look further into my calendar to plan out weeks like that. Like if I know, okay, I have a bunch of like house music projects I have to do, I'm going to do them all this week. And then everything that's like kind of pop-esque, I'm going to do the next week. And just to stay in those worlds and I don't know, you teach yourself new things every time you work on a song. And sometimes you like learn one cool thing and you're like, cool, I'm just going to keep reusing that because it works in pop music. So I don't know, am I making sense? Yeah.
No, 100%.
No, I totally feel it. Like, yeah, I've been just experienced that in the last couple of weeks with, I don't know if you guys have followed the Jessia stuff in the last 2 weeks or something. This girl that I've worked with like just briefly previously.
Is that what Mia Khalifa reposted?
Yeah, bro. She just like, sorry for jumping around, but she posted a video dancing around to lights. Like, didn't ask her, no nothing. She was straight up just like, I love it.
So we're changing Elijah's introduction. He is no longer a producer from Canada. This is Elijah Woods followed by Mia Khalifa.
That's it. She sang to my song. So like, I'm about to retire. I'm never making music again. This is the peak. This is it. This is it. So, but yeah, so this Jessia thing has been absolutely insane. It's the last couple weeks. She posted this a clip of her on TikTok, just singing 4 lines of a chorus of a song called "I'm Not Pretty," and she just wrote it in her car that day. And I just randomly saw it on my For You page. I've been going crazy on TikTok in the last little bit, just trying to do the thing, and it's really paid off. Like, it's been awesome. So I produced the clip of her in her car singing the 4 lines, whatever. That video did, I think, 10 million views in like 2 days. And then
holy shit,
Reaction did 10 million. She's gone up 500,000 followers. Mia Khalifa posted it. She's got every major label in the world coming after her now, which is insane.
What?
Oh, dude, it's madness. You guys should go check it out. It's the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. But because of that, it comes back to this, like, putting an artist, like an artist's sound on a week then. So like, obviously this has taken the forefront of my brain because I know it's a massive opportunity, and she's sick. Like, she's really, really talented, incredible writer. Her, I get along really well. So now I've allotted the last week to working on her project, and we've developed this like awesome relationship in terms of going back and forward. I like this, I don't like this. I know her sounds now. I know what BPM she likes, and we've developed this relationship, and it's even in the forefront of my brain, the way that I'm interacting with her music now, like all the sound choices, and just like, even just as simple as like figuring out what vocal cadences work for her. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm locked into that thing now, and I love working that way. It's like the first time I've taken a week and just be like, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just focusing on this, and it's cool. It's changed the way I think about music a lot.
That's awesome, man. So that's like, are you going to start doing that more now, you think? Like, you'll allot 1 week to doing your stuff. You'll allot 1 week to maybe getting all mix work done. You'll allot 1 week to doing whatever production client work.
Yeah. I mean, like, in an ideal world, I think that's how it would be. I mean, like, we've all been fortunate enough to have a bit of success and made some money doing this. And I think on the come up, you kind of just do whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put food on the table, and you got to be, you do your thing. But I think as I get more freedom and a little bit more I guess personal confidence to be like, no, I can't do that right now, then it's yeah, definitely where I want to go, because I think I give a better product that way.
Nice.
It's very well thought out of you, Elijah, and very like, I love how but seriously, I love how precise you are, and like, clearly you put a lot of thought into this, and like you know what you're about, and I really respect that, and I'm jealous of you because I'm completely clueless up here. I don't know what the fuck's going on half the time. I'm just like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? There's no method up there. So anyways,
that's kind of fire, dude. I envy that sometimes, because I think sometimes like I am just that. I overanalyze and I overthink and I do all that sort of stuff. So I think going into music, like, I would actually say my biggest hindrance is like learning too much. And like, I don't know if you guys play any instruments or anything.
Not like serious. I mean, like, I know my way around a theory.
I wish I didn't. Like, I play the piano and I play the guitar now and I sing, and I just have all these fucking barriers. Like, I wish I could like, some of the most creative stuff I ever wrote was just like when I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, Benny Blanco, he's like, he doesn't play anything. He just makes good songs. And like, that's so cool.
Is that true? Benny Blanco doesn't play anything?
I think he can fuck around on keys, but not crazy.
Yeah. Like, this guy apparently just walks in a room and is like, oh no, these 3 notes sound together. I don't know what it is, but like, I know that these 3 notes sound together, and that's how I want the song to sound. And like, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard of. It's like, you can be such a Luddite and still kill it.
That is really cool.
Whatever your process is, it's not wrong.
So I guess I'm right in not learning guitar, because
this guy said I'm right in not learning guitar.
6 months ago, I was like, you know what? Quarantine. I'm going to fucking teach guitar. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it I bought a guitar. I was like, I'm going to do it every day. A buddy of mine, this guy, Henry PFR, he started around the same time. He was kind of what inspired me to start learning. And I saw him post like a couple weeks ago, like, 6 months of me playing guitar, and he's fucking shredding. And I'm just still haven't even done day one. Like, fuck. But you know what? Now I'm going to use that. I'm going to be like, you know what? Benny Blanco doesn't play shit.
There you go. If Benny doesn't do it, he's got 40 number ones. So
yeah, that's hashtag.
Benny is so crazy.
Yeah,
Benny is so crazy.
Freaking nature, bro. He's just I think what it is that he's just the coolest guy.
Yeah. He was so funny on Dave. Did you guys watch Dave?
Yeah.
So fucking funny. When he was like, I look like a combination of like Andre the Giant and like whatever the other one he said was, I was like, oh my God, that's literally so true. It's like, he's so like, and he delivered it perfectly. Like, he's a fun, like, he just seems like a guy I'd love to meet someday for sure.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
I genuinely asked this question because I have been trying to think of how long, like we were talking about allotting time in our days and whatever for things.
Sorry, dog, I just lost you.
Oh
Christ, Nick.
Oh no.
Yeah, there.
Nick.
Hello.
Nick, are you there? We lost you.
Now that we're back
in it.
I'm so sorry about that. So how long are you spending on these TikToks? Because I genuinely want to know. And I want to know if it's like in the middle of your workflow, if you have time set aside per day doing it, if you try and do it every day, if you try and do it every other day, all that kind of stuff.
So yeah, it's a different beast, and like in the last couple of weeks, it's like changed my life. So I'm not down on it anymore. I used to be like, holy shit, TikTok's like changing the music industry and it's doing all that sort of stuff. But like it is changing it. It's changing the landscape entirely. But it's giving a lot of people a lot of opportunities to do really incredible things. And also, yes, it's saturating all the playlists and like ruining that sort of side of things and maybe musical quality. But at the end of the day, like music is just changing as it is. But in terms of filming stuff, I aim for 2 a day. So for the entire month of December, I got on TikTok and I had I think I had 69 followers, super sick, on December 1st. And I was like, okay, my goal is 2,000 to 5,000 followers by the end of December. I'm going to post two TikToks a day minimum. And I did that, and I jumped 25,000 by the end of the month. And I was stoked about that. I was like, okay, that's awesome. That's great stuff. But every day I would do a few videos, and some of them would take me 5 minutes. Some of them would take me an hour. And then more recently, the ones that I'm putting time and energy into take a few hours, and like just learning the editing and like all the transitions. And the biggest thing
with the new type of editing, because there's always like a new type of editing every fucking week.
Every day, like there's always new transitions and things that people are doing and adding sounds and making sure that you can record. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like its own language, but now I'm pretty comfortable with it. And it's funny because over the last couple of weeks I've jumped. I think I'm at 250 or 260,000 now, which is,
I just looked. It's 260. That's crazy.
Insane. But that's wild. Like that has happened in the last 2 weeks. Like I posted a video of I want to say it was 2 Sundays ago. I posted a video of that Jessia girl. I produced at her song like live on TikTok, basically. Like I filmed like a 40-second video going through everything that I did, and the internet just ate it up. Like they lost their minds, and I jumped 250,000 followers within like 4 days.
Holy shit!
Changed my life, bro. Like actually like obviously I've had some success in the past, and like I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I've had, but it's the most incredible growth I've ever seen from anybody ever. Like I've never seen anything like this, specifically for Jessia. She's up to 500,000 followers. Every major label in the world is hitting her up. Like it's unbelievable. So yeah, the TikTok thing it has a special place in my heart now. Like it's not a oh, TikTok, I better get on that. It's like, oh, TikTok can make you millions of dollars. Like it's just the way of the world now.
John, we gotta do a Thoughts and Stereo TikTok account.
I promise you, it's the only thing that matters. Like it's
but how are you coming up with the shit that you're doing? Like, how are you coming up with 2 ideas a day? That blows my mind. I can't come up with one ever.
It's a lot. It's a lot about getting in a rhythm though. Like what your strengths are and everything. It's same thing as posting on Instagram. It's like you don't have to overthink it once you're sort of in that space, and once you're thinking about it all the time. It's obsessive though. Like it's one of those things where you're on it. When you're posting it, you're on it all the time because you got to find new trends and you got to find what people are doing and how to make your content relatable and making sure that all your algorithms are actually what's it called? All your algorithms are hitting vertically. So if you have a video that does well, how do you take that audience and move it to the next video and make it look exactly the same while still providing new content? It's a different beast. I've never experienced anything like it. But
the face,
it's crazy.
I'm like lost. Like whenever I think of this stuff, this is my problem with it. I'm just making excuses, but this is my problem with it.
Here we go.
It's the fact that, okay, you got to do, if you're trying to like, if any one person is trying to go heavy on the social media thing and creating content and stuff like that, it's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, sometimes YouTube if your type of content calls for that. Now, if you're you're trying to give the same kind of love to each of these because you want to give them all the right chance, right?
No.
Not anymore. You're just like focused on TikTok.
Well, it's the only platform where you can actually grow, right? Like it's like Instagram's completely tapped out. The only way you can do anything is by having success on another platform or getting love from playlists, and like it's all cross platform traction. Like I fully disagree with giving equal love to social media now. Like I'm all about, and this maybe will change in the next 1 months, but yeah, all about using a platform that is exploding and doing it really fucking well. Like you look at all these guys who blew up on Vine 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they have careers now because they did Vine really well. But that's always my opinion about anything social media or having a voice publicly or even just production. It's like, just get really good at one thing, so good that everybody wants to follow you because you're really good at that one thing. And like TikTok is the only social media platform that I've found and that I know a bunch of my friends have found that you grow exponentially, and it still has room for creative growth, whereas Instagram's completely tapped out. You have to buy.
Yeah. See, I gotta like think about it differently because in my mind I go, okay, if I'm creating content, I should post it in all of these places, and then whichever one hits the best, follow that route, and because then you'll have the best chance. But that's not the way to think, because like you said, we post something on Instagram. We have 1,000 followers now on Thoughts in Stereo. We post something and like fucking 20 people, 30 people see it, 40 people see it. Like even when we pay, it's not even like the stories aren't even getting a fraction of the people following us. It's like those people chose to follow us and they don't get to see our content.
There's no new audience, right? Like there's no discovery tools on any of these other social media platforms other than maybe Twitter has some sort of like weird thing. But it's not the same thing. Like YouTube has a culty sort of following, and like absolutely if you're creating visual content that's exciting and stimulating, action stuff does really well on that. But beyond that, what I look for in a social media platform or just like in general is if I'm putting hours and hours and hours into it, it will hopefully do more for me than I'm doing for it. Because it's the tool, right? Like you got to look at like the demos that you're going to hit without thinking that you're going to hit those demos. Like I never knew that this would be my audience, but now I realize that it is, and I can cater my content to it, and it's given me a voice on a platform that I naturally can take care of now.
That's crazy. Awesome. Dude, you've really opened my eyes here. I want you to know that. I've downloaded TikTok during this conversation because of it.
I'm here for it, bro. Like I'm an advocate. I think it's cool. The other thing, like without pitching TikTok, like 2 months ago, I was in the exact same spot. I was like, yo, I can't do this. Like there's no way. This is just like, it's not my thing. I'm not going to get up there and do little dances. But the thing is, there's so much content on TikTok, whether it's like,
and it's so much more than just dancing now. It's like people, yeah.
Like woodworking channels, and now like my For You page is just like woodworking, like people doing really cool
that's dope
wood together, and you're like, I would never know, but there's a massive audience of people that are doing that. But the coolest part and what I like and don't like about TikTok is that it's completely democratic. So every video you upload has the same amount of opportunity as the next video you upload. Like it's not about building a fan base. Like the fact that I have 250,000 followers now is incredible, but it doesn't guarantee the next video is going to do well. Every video you upload is a new experience entirely.
That's really cool.
100%. Yeah, so like even just like metrically, and like I don't know if you guys want to like dive into that, just because I think it's the way of music marketing in the future. But like I just uploaded a video, so let's use the comparison of my best performing one is just under 6 million, so 5.5 million plays, which is obscene. And then Jesse duetted that one, and that video has now 12 million or something like that. So that exposure is absolutely insane. And then the one I uploaded an hour ago has 4,000 plays, and it has Mia Khalifa in it. So it's like, why would that not be more of a viral thing than this production thing? But the cool part is that when the algorithm starts kicking and you use the same sound as somebody who's trending, or somebody popular duets your video or whatever it is, all these things stack on top of each other and create an experience for that video rather than you. So it gives the video the light it needs to. So if you create great content, it's going to break through, which is really cool.
Sure.
I need to look more into this.
You guys should just be doing it. You guys should just be doing Thoughts in Stereo, like little 1 minute episodes, like little tidbits, or just throw your best shit up there. I see a lot of, I don't know, I follow a few podcasts on TikTok, like Going Deep with Chad and JT. I don't know if you ever listen to their stuff.
I don't know.
Just They're just like two California guys doing funny shit, but they just upload little clips onto it, and they got a 500,000 person audience now.
Yes, we have the clips. Like I make the clips anyways for Instagram. It's just not in the TikTok format.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't have to be necessarily like. Yeah, I think if you're talking about the music industry and doing the thing, just make sure that it's grabby enough to entertain somebody for 7 seconds. I think that's usually my goal. It's like make sure the front end is so grabby that I won't click off for 7 seconds, and then you're gonna hit the algorithm.
All right.
The only thing that matters, unfortunately.
I'm looking at it right now. Crazy.
Eli, this has been super eye-opening. Thank you so much.
Here for it. So
thanks for coming on the podcast, and
thank you.
Congratulations on Lights. I can't wait to hear the future of your now singing and producing career. Yeah.
No, thank you guys for having me. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, TikTok. That's just the title of this. Just TikTok.
TikTok with Elijah Woods.
Doing TikTok dance with Elijah Woods.
Bijan, did you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, I think that was great, Elijah. Thank you so much for coming. And congratulations to everything. And it's truly only up from here for you. So thank you for coming on and for talking and sharing a little bit of your story with us.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. No problem.
All right. We'll hit you guys later.
Peace, boys.